I'm just going to say right now, I'm just going to say one simple thing. In Inauzma 11 Iris and Orion, I did not have a favorite character. Up until episode 9, when Nozaka just became my favorite character by a massive landslide. Holy shit. Episode 9 was sick. Anyway, what is up, guys? True Fire Chat here once again, bringing you another video. Today I'll be talking about the episodes of Orion I have missed, being episode 4 to episode 9. And we will review them right now. So, yes, I'm back. I'm alive. I know I take random months off and not do videos, but I always come back. Somehow, I'm just comebackable, you know? Anyway, enough of the joking aside. Whoa. Orion has legit just blown my mind right now. There are some things I'm not a big fan of, but the highs of Orion are extremely high, which is sick. The fact that the highs are so high, I can like put aside like the stuff that I dislike isn't even that bad, but the highs are like insane. So from where we left off, we talked about the first 3 episodes, which I believe was just the first match. Now we've had 2 matches since then, and we're going into our 3rd one now. I think no, we've had 1 complete match. Then we're getting into the 3rd game. The 3rd game's still happening, I believe, because the first game Goenji popped off, second game Kiddo popped off, and now Kiddo, Endo, and Goenji are no longer present, unfortunately, due to the circumstances of what is happening. So yeah, it's kind of unlucky. Oofed. But yeah, I'm just buying time right now because I thought I had an episode list open, but I don't, so that's just, it feels bad. But yeah, so let's review the Australian game now. The game versus Australia was, I believe, episode 4 to 6 or 7, maybe. I think it was 4 to 7. There was some filler episodes about the guy with blue hair, the Russian guy with blue hair. I can't remember his name, but that's okay, because I'm not a big fan of his character, honestly. But there was some like background episodes with him. He is, if you go back to Inauzma 11, he's essentially one of those seed players in the Orion universe, and he's trying to take down Inauzma Japan from the inside. And he's doing quite a good job, honestly. Like, he can't complain. He's taken out Goenji, Kiddo, and Endo by the 3rd match. That's pretty hardcore because those are like 3 of the best players on the team, arguably. The 3 like potential MVP candidates. So the Australian game it was interesting because Kiddo carried that game. I liked Kiddo's methods of being brutal to I think his name's Ichinose, whatever his name is. Guy with blue hair. He was being brutal to him. Didn't really give him a chance to do anything. Oh, he did, but brutal methods like kicking the ball in him, kind of like what you expect from a villain character or a bad character, so to speak, in the Inauzma universe. So it was honestly pretty refreshing seeing that done by a quote-unquote good character, but obviously Kiddo's had that like darkish past, how he was on Royal Academy, and yeah, so that was pretty fun. They created a new technique, being the it was something Lost Death Zone. I'm gonna quickly find the name for it now. Where is it? It was something Death Zone. Here we go, Death Crusher Zone. That was pretty cool shot. It was performed by Hazaki, Fudo, and Kiddo. Pretty nice, very nice. Cool shot, looks pretty. Not as good as Penguin, the God, and Devil. I think that's probably the coolest move that's come out of Orion so far. And yeah, so Endo also got a new move, Fuji Raijin Ghost. That was pretty cool. So it was essentially, Endo couldn't stop the shot because it was like a phantom shot, so to speak, I guess is a way to describe it, where it just phased through things, and Endo's Fuji Raijin didn't have anything to stop the phase, so Endo evolved his technique, putting a 3rd margin being the Ghost to stop it. That was pretty cool. Kiddo also got Kiddo and Fudo actually both got shot Hizatawazas, so Kiddo can now use Overhead Penguin, which is a blue version. Fudo got Maximum Circus. I thought that was pretty cool. I'm honestly just kind of waiting for the game to come out, honestly, like Inauzma 11 Iris, because I kind of want to just use all these moves, all these new techniques and that, so it's all about just waiting at this point, I guess, but that's just not happening. Fubiki used Ice Ground as well, which just confirmed it's in the in this series. No, I'm pretty sure he used that against Australia actually. Well, not Australia, the first match, the Bison team, whatever it was. But yeah. So going into the third quarter or the final thing, Haizaki and Hiroto master their technique, Penguin, the God, and Devil, which again, like I said, best move in the show so far. And that's about it for it, for the episode really, or for the match. Now afterwards, the plans of, what's his name again? The evil blue-haired man. Again, he hides drugs in Kiddo's locker room and calls the referees to suss it out, and Kiddo got a suspension, which is pretty troll, and then he got Endo arrested in one of the later episodes by essentially hiring a bunch of goons, I guess, delinquents, as troublemakers, to pretend to get injured by him and then report the police. That honestly, the drug one to get Kiddo arrested, I think that was pretty smart. I thought that was like creative idea, wasn't expecting it. But then Endo getting arrested was so retarded. It's like, you legit, anyone looking around, surely there was more than one bystander who's like, oh, these guys are assaulting Endo and one of the girls, and it's like, oh my god, that's crazy. They're like, something's about to happen, and then Endo's like, back off, dude, don't let go of her. Grabs his hand, and he's like, oh, holy shit, I just got punched. That's like so retarded. Like, actually, that doesn't happen in real life. I know this is anime, but that just made no sense. I was not a big fan of that. I wish his plan to get rid of Endo was a bit more creative, so to speak. And it wasn't. It was just like the dumbest thing ever. And because, we have a 20-minute episode that we do like supposedly every week, but pretty sure Orion had like in the past 4 weeks, there's only been 2 episodes, including this week, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, that's besides the point. It was just pretty chill. I was not a big fan of how Endo got arrested. It was silly. Now, that I'm pretty sure that brings us up to speed to... Oh, no, we're not up to episode. No, we're starting the next game, next match, Inauzma Japan versus Eternal Dancers. Eternal Dancers just scores easy points up to 0-2 in the end of episode 8. And then the first half is over, and then it just proceeds to be like, alrighty guys, we've going to somehow win. We don't have anyone who's the tactician, because Kiddo was the tactician and Endo was like the pillar of hope, and they're both gone. And then boom, episode 8 ends with Nozaka getting his own credits, where he's just walking through, getting changed into his uniform, and then boom, rocking up, ready to play. Episode 9, I watched it. I've watched the episode twice now. I watched it once without subs and once with subs. Watching it without subs, like, damn, Nozaka has something to prove. But then you read all the dialogue, because subs is pretty broken, like pretty OP, and you're just like, oh, Nozaka, yes, daddy, is what you think. Maybe not specifically that, but holy moly, I really enjoyed this episode now, because Nozaka, he's a pretty cool character. So the backstory of Nozaka, how he's ill, is done before. Fun fact, by the way, episode 9 had a cameo by Tayo from Inauzma Go as a kid, meeting Nozaka in the hospital. I wasn't expecting that. That was pretty damn cool. I was like, oh my god, Easter eggs, yes. Well, we're just waiting for Tema Easter egg, obviously, but that was really smart, honestly. It's like, oh, it's kind of like, it's not necessarily tying it in, but it's kind of making like Go can be tied into this universe, which I think is pretty cool. They'll probably like do a different variation of Go, but yeah, they have to do a different variation of Go. Season 1 of Go was fine. The next 2 seasons questionable. But yeah, so that was pretty cool. Now he's back on the pitch. He just Nozaka like reference. I guess there was another reference with the Hizuta tactics. The what do you want to call it? Oja no tacto. I don't know what Oja means in English. I believe it means emperor, but because Kami no Tacto was like God's baton. Oh, it means... Oh, I just got it now, so it's King's baton. That's just a massive reference to Kami no Tacto, which is Shinto's move from Go. That was cool. So there's like a few Go references in this episode, which is pretty cool. And the art, the visual effects, how Nozaka's like got his King's King's robe, King's cape, I guess, on while the animation, the tactics was sick. The hand movements with coming to attack as well. This is really cool. A lot of Go references, which is kind of surprising in this episode. But the tactics was cool. It netted them a lot of points because they just cut through the defense, and easy goal for Izaki and Hiroto with their move being, Penguin, the God and Devil. Now, Nozaka just 1v9, like 1v11 is literally this game. He gets the ball and just cuts past everyone. They're focusing him. The players with the mark of Orion are like planning to like take him out. You're just like legit, just like, yeah, hello? Yeah, do you know who I am? Cuts past everyone, demolishes them, and gets a point on top of that. And then it has like the flashback with Teo, like saying how he like remotivated by meeting Teo because, of course, you gotta have it a bit sad that Doctor's like, hey, you can't play soccer, dude. For like, you have to skip out this season. Teo's like, I want to play soccer too. I want to fully recover. And Nozaka's like, yes, I want to play soccer as well. And yeah. So what's Nozaka's new move is called Encircling Moonlight Shallowing Strike. I'm just reading the wiki. Don't quote me. Well, you can quote me, but just reading the wiki straight up. The move's cool. It represents like an evolved version of his previous Hizotosa, which makes sense. He's like powered up, even though he's not. He's technically weaker. I think this move's a bit cooler than his first move, King's Lance, and he also has a dribble move, Skywalk. But this move was pretty damn cool. Like the hype of this character, they were teasing that he was gonna return a couple episodes ago, at like towards the episode 6 or episode 7, teasing that he's probably gonna come back. And yeah, of course, this is their new pillar, I guess. I'm honestly super keen. I'm looking forward to when him and Kiddo are on the pitch at the same time. They're 100% gonna have some god tier Hizuta tactics, dude. It's sort of like how back in the original Inauzma Japan arc, or season 3 of the original Inauzma 11, Kiddo and Fuda had their Hizuta tactics dual typhoon, I think it was called, or it was dual typhoon, I'm pretty sure. That was pretty cool because it's like the two commanders of the pitch bring the ball up. That was cool. So 100% Kiddo and Nozaka are going to have some sort of tactics like that. I'm honestly very surprised how many Hizuta tactics they're throwing into this. They have got a huge emphasis on them because I'm pretty sure Inauzma Japan alone has used like 6 or 7, I think. I'm just guessing here because they used 2 in this episode alone, and they have that other one. Can't remember the name of the other one off the top of my head. Let's see if I can find it. But it's pretty cool that they're using Hizuta tactics because Hizuta tactics was kind of underused, so to speak, in the previous. No, I think I'm exaggerating 6 to 7, probably like 3. I think 3 or 4. But yeah, Hizuta tactics weren't really used, and they're making a huge emphasis on this, which is kind of cool because there's not necessarily a new mechanic. In Inauzma 11. Orion, or Aris, actually, the one new mechanic that the 2 new mechanics that stand out is obviously the shot overrides and the, what do you want to call it? The pass Hizotowaza, because there was no such thing as pass Hizotowaza, and shot overrides is essentially new shot chains, which is, they're doing how they want to do it, so. Yeah, so obviously you can use certain Hizotowazas and override them into new Hizotowazas if you have the certain move. Sort of like just combining the 2 techniques, I guess, but a lot simpler, I guess. I'm not too sure. But anyway, yeah, and the game ended in this game with Hizuta tactics Grid Omega, which is essentially the tactics used by Nozaka's original team on the scales of Aris that was used to just cripple the enemy team. And it was pretty troll because it was. I really appreciated this scene. Like this, what Nozaka says and his actions just pushed me over the edge. Just like, yep, this is the best character in my opinion in Orion and Aris. He's motivated. He is very sassy. Very, I wouldn't say edgy. I think that's what Nozaka, but he's very like, he acts like a king, which is sick. I really like him. Like his character, his personality. But yeah, Grid Omega version 2. So the tactic, like I said, it meant to cripple the enemy team. Does that, and he turns it against them because all these guys with Orions are like playing dirty. And he plays dirty to get back with them, but he like amps the shit out of it. He's like, "Oh, you want to play dirty? I'll show you how it's done," and just demolishes them. That was sick. That was just like very nice, very nice. it was a really enjoyable episode. But yeah, um, don't think there's gonna be too much that happens in episode 10. The preview didn't really show too much, honestly. It showed some scenes of Endo, so I think potentially Endo will come back on the team because the rest was bullshit, and the show writer's like, yeah, that's probably bullshit. We need to put him back on the squad. Don't know when Kiddo or Goenji are gonna come back because honestly, Nozaka got brain surgery and he came back pretty quickly. So Goenji might come back. I don't see Goenji coming back for a while though because it looks like they're going on the Nozaka and Hiruto hype train, they're just something different. We've seen a lot of Goenji before in the past, even though he's got his new Hizutowaza. But yeah, it's like makes sense that we're getting something new, something fresh, because it's like what it feels like is that they started off this particular season with just nostalgia, just a ton of nostalgia, but now they're moving on towards developing these new characters, making new, giving them the spotlight, obviously, because obviously the biggest three characters, of course, Endo, Kiddo, and Goenji, and they've taken them out of the picture, which I don't mind, I guess. Like, I think if you're gonna they use that to like bait you in, and now they're like developing the other characters. Like these guys got their time to shine. Now here's the new generation of Inauzuma, so to speak. So I got mixed feelings about it. Obviously, Nozaka, well, feels good, man. He's good so far. He's great. Heizaki's alright too. Not too sure about us though. But out of the three, the new trio, I guess, Nozaka has just earned his rights 100%. Like Nozaka got all the fans this episode 100%. It was just sick. It's just so good. But yeah, I think that about concludes my initial thoughts of these latest 6 episodes. Even though I know I mainly talked about episode 9, but that was the latest episode. I literally just finished watching the subbed version, and yeah. I know I say this all the time, but I will try to upload content a bit frequently, I guess. I don't know. I should actually be able to upload more content because I finished work up for the year and I have 2 weeks off, so I'll try to do some stuff. Probably going to do some Smash Bros. Stuff since I found my capture card, and I'm looking forward to playing the crap out of that game, even though I already played the crap out of that game. But that's besides the point. Anyway, guys, hope you all enjoyed. I'll see you all next time. This is True Pyro Shad, signing out. Peace.